Jeff, I need to know if you made that Splitter Steel org public yet.
Not yet.
No?
I wanted to wait for you guys to join it.
My application is in. I don't know if it's been
you are now a
approved yet.
member. I think think you're in.
Sweet.
Okay. I submitted my application yesterday.
I'll
nothing.
no, we're split. We're a split only org.
Yeah. Wink.
We're a split only
Wink.
org. Splitter Steel.
Are you talking about golden balls?
That's always. Splitter Steel is a real phenomenon. I don't know. It's
Does it seem popular?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I know. Like the guy who coded it had to start a Patreon to cover server costs because it's a free to play game. It's on Steam now. Okay. I guess it was on Congregate beforehand, but Steam. That was the inflection point where suddenly, like, oh, there's a lot of concurrence here, overloading this chat server. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh God. Could you imagine that, releasing a game like that, charging no money for it, with the exception of, like, the microtransactions, and then being faced with, like, owing money for releasing a game?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then, like, even reading some of the stuff that he had written, like, in the wake of it, like showing off the graph of, like, concurrence and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, it's great having this really popular game. Anyway, back to work on Monday for my job that I have. Anyway, it is a very simple concept. It's like that prisoner's dilemma concept, like, put forth into game. And yeah, you're right. There was a game show very similar to this
in the UK.
In the UK, I guess it was called Splitter Steel. No, or
I've seen people call it Golden Balls. I've seen people call it Splitter Steel.
Whatever.
I don't know what the official title was.
Anyway, the idea is that you go into.
Brian, can you look that up?
You start matchmaking.
Splitter Steel show.
You start matchmaking. It matches you up against one player. You go into a separate chat room privately with that player. You have 2 minutes to talk to them, and then your only choices are there's a pile of money on the table.
Yeah.
And you have to decide, are you going to split this money with them or try to steal it all? And the rules are, if both players choose split, then you split.
Yay.
If one player chooses steal and the other player chooses split, the stealer gets all the money.
Yay.
If both players choose steal, no one gets anything.
Boo.
That'll learn you.
Does this answer your question?
Yes, it is called Golden Balls, and there's a very bald man holding a very gold ball.
Golden bald. And so that's it. So that is it. It's
just a game of psychology.
It's a game of psychology. So you have 2 minutes to, like, in a little chat room with this other person, and there are avatars and things that you can
colored lighting and pets.
Yeah, if you want to look like a hot dog, or you want to look like a Burger King or a zombie or whatever, that all awaits you
often.
And that can all play into the psychology of it because it's how you're presenting yourself.
Right.
All you really have is your name. Well, there's some other data that it gives you, but really, it's 2 minutes to convince the other player that you have an honest face, basically, because you want to convince them.
Hot dog don't lie.
Yeah, you want to convince them to split, even if you're going to steal. You want to convince them to split.
Yeah.
And so it's this thing of like, okay, do I trust this person to split with me, or are they going to try to steal? And if I think they're going to try to steal, am I okay just letting them do it and hit split anyway?
Hell no.
Or do I steal so that no one gets anything?
Yeah.
And
which has the added bonus of you stealing everything.
If they split, it has that added bonus.
I have a definitive answer here now.
Okay.
The show is called Golden Balls.
Okay.
It's broken up into multiple rounds, and the final round is called Split or Steal.
Okay, so maybe they're working. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, this doesn't seem like it's actually officially affiliated with that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had to change the name of it at some point.
It looks real fucking mobile and free to play, and just
oh yeah,
all the fonts and buttons and everything is just real loud and in your face.
It could very much be on a phone, except for the part where you need to be able to type to a person, like, pretty quickly and have a flowing conversation if necessary.
Did you mention the tiers?
So that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So there are so that's the basics of it. You hit I want to match make, it matches you into that, and then whatever happens happens. If you end up coming out of that with money, meaning you split or stole successfully, you move up a tier. You start at tier 1 and you move up to tier 10. If you clear tier 10 with money, you cash out and you are reset back to tier 1. You can also cash out at any time. So you can cash out at tier 6 if you're just like, this is enough for me right now.
Because the money starts to compound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
aren't there like multipliers the longer you stay in?
Yeah.
Stuff?
Yes. So the prize pots go up as you move up the tiers, and then so tiers 8 through 10 are considered high stakes, in that sense. So that's the basics of it, and then there's a whole meta that they've layered on top of it, and then a meta they've layered on top of the meta. Okay, so when you match up with someone, it displays your name. So your character, like who are you? Are you a hot dog? Are you a dude in a Letterman jacket?
A lot of
Are you-
costumes to buy.
yeah,
A lot of outfits.
all right, and so there's that visual presentation. You've got your character name. If you are in a clan or not, it displays the name of the clan. It displays your karma. So karma is a number that, like, if you split, you get a little bit of karma, and you keep gaining karma.
Does it display your karma, or does it just display if
displays
you've
if you're in
stolen
good
recently?
standing.
Oh, if you're in good standing, right.
And if you have really high karma, that goes from in good standing to like saint, or like
Okay.
there are higher tiers
so it like
of
gives
karma.
you a tier.
And then if you are stealing a lot, your karma gets lower and lower. And the hits to karma are way more severe when you steal than the gains you get for splitting, because they want to, if you're stealing a lot, they want other players to know that. So you can gain a bad rep, and then it becomes harder for you to get over on someone if you are rolling into this with really low karma. And so you have to consider that. Then, yes, if you have stolen in the prior in that run, I think up to the top, if you've stolen somewhere in that run, it will say has stolen recently under your name until you get to high stakes. When you get to high stakes, all the numbers and names and everything are gone. You were just 2 players listed as anonymous.
Wow.
It doesn't say anything other than what
You
tier
can still
you're
chat with
on.
each other?
You can still you still chat, but all it becomes is like, you see if someone's on tier 10. And the assumption then becomes like they're on tier 10, so they're probably going to steal on their way out to try to, because they're about to cash out one way or the other. And so it raises the pressure when you're at tier 10, because if you're trying to split at tier 10, you really have to convince them that you're not going to fuck them over. And I've had that go both ways. Like my first time through, I cleared tier 10 and split all the way up and cashed out with like $600,000 or something.
And again, often the person you're trying to convince of this is a giant hot dog.
Yes, definitely. And people are pretty good about playing characters. Like there's definitely people play the character they're playing.
You're on an RP server.
Yes, definitely.
We saw a little bit of that during our live streams.
Exactly.
People
Yeah.
willing to play along.
Yeah.
I will say also, I mean, the trappings are not of a game show. You're in like a bank vault or something.
Yeah.
But all the weird ass costumes gives it a little bit of like a let's make a deal kind of feel
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
There's
Of,
a
like,
weird whimsy to it
Yeah.
that
A
inspires.
cowboy and a hot dog
Yes.
staring each other
Right.
down.
Right.
Yeah. So like I think at its purest, it's a guy dressed up in a Robin Hood-esque fucking outfit telling me, who is dressed up like a Burger King, that he's gonna sing songs of me as I split. and
pretty good.
I'm going like, well, yes, of course I'm gonna split.
Yeah.
I'm a good king. We're splitting. But then I got to tier 10 as the king, and someone was like, you look like a rich man.
Oh shit!
And I'd split. I was
This
like,
is what Parasite's about.
so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to split anyway, because this guy is not wrong. And if he wants to take it all, and I said, like, if you want to take it all, you can take it all, but I'm going to split. And he fucking stole it. And I'm like, okay, all right. Some people, and okay. So that's the first kind of fucking Yomi fucking wall. Then you've got a headquarters, and you build buildings in your
Oh,
headquarters.
right. We didn't even get into that.
And
really on the
so
show.
you can put down a hot dog stand, you can build a secret police force, a museum, and all these things have different impacts on numbers. So you'll accrue coins even when you're not playing if you build buildings that accrue coins. You also can... buildings will generate positive or negative karma.
Yeah.
So if you build buildings that are really good at so buildings will give you, like, let's say, a percentage bonus on splits or steals, depending on what you want to build. Basically, for every good building, there's a bad building equivalent, depending on what you're trying to min-max, for.
And typically, the buildings that give you the most money are the ones that give you the most reduced karma.
Right. Yeah. So you can get ones that are still decent money, but like 0 karma.
Yeah.
So like there's like, when you look at all the good buildings, the split buildings, basically, it'll be there. You'll have they'll all kind of give you some amount of positive karma generally, but it's a mix of like, this one gives you coins but no karma, this one gives you all karma, no coins,
Right.
this one gives you like a percentage to your next artifact, and all this other stuff. And then there are additional stats for the buildings that will help your clan. So they're like, buildings that are focused on like clan bonuses of a similar variety.
Is that where that factors in? I never really quite figured that out.
I think that's where that factors in. So you plop down these buildings, and then every 48 hours or every hour, it'll accrue something that you can come back and collect. And that will give you like so when I split, I'm now splitting at like a 1.3% bonus on splits or something. So then you have the additional social layer on top of that, which is which we didn't see any of when we played the game on Friday, but I feel like it's the thing that developed over the last few days, because now the servers have stabilized and the world chat is now up.
Oh no!
When we were playing, it was down. It was being overloaded, all the other stuff. So now when you're not in a game, you've got a scrolling chat full of people being occasionally super racist and shitty, but also it's people doing things like saying, "This motherfucker stole at tier 6. Here's a list of names of people that fucking stole from me."
Public shaming.
Here's like we're starting an all split organization. If you have any loan shark buildings, don't even fucking apply to my clan.
Here's the thing: anyone can write any name for that.
Yeah,
I can just start saying these other guys stole from me.
Right. Yeah. And so, but the thing that's happened now is you've got this weird social pressure to split all the way up to tier 10. And everyone generally splits all the way up to tier 10. So it's taken a lot of the fun and excitement and guesswork out of the lower tiers. And so it's ruined a lot of those conversations, because sometimes you'll just join a tier 4 game and the person will just click split immediately and not even type anything.
And then you hit steal, man.
Well, you don't know what they're clicking, but also like there's no point in that, because then you go into the next one branded a thief, and you get fucked at tier 5, which doesn't matter.
I never got fucked after stealing on your PF.
So you were playing before chat was live.
Yeah.
So the problem
I'm
now,
just saying people need to work on their finessing skills.
Yes, exactly. But you're right. But the thing is, you can generally count on people splitting all the way up to tier 8.
Oh no, I misclicked steal in my last game. I feel so bad. Anyways, let's split.
Yeah. But also, the economy is such that there's no reason to steal at tier 6.
Yeah,
it's not enough money to matter
because of the way that the tiers escalate. It's not like
unless you're just an agent of chaos.
Exactly. So there are players like if you are the Joker,
the start a Joker clan,
truly twisted.
You have to wear the clown costume.
I don't know if there is a clown costume. You got to put a clown costume in. So it's kind of ruined the presence of the global chat has kind of taken a lot of the fun out of the lower tiers.
Yeah.
And so it's not until you get up to tier 8 and all the information gets kind of blocked out. You see the player's name after the fact. So it shows as anonymous, but you can still go look in your match log afterwards and see who it was that stole from you, and then go try to pull a heist on them. There's some kind of way to go steal their shit after the fact or something. And that's where the buildings and attack defense stuff. I don't know how that stuff works.
Crazy.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
And so it started as this like very kind of, I feel like, one-dimensional social experiment. And as the world chat and all this other stuff has kind of happened around it, it's this really fascinating thing of watching all these people go, fucking never steal. Just split all the way out. We're all going to get paid. It's basically people preaching socialism.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to watch it kind of work. And then like, you'll log on, and for whatever reason, at like 3 o'clock yesterday, everyone was like, there are a ton of stealers online right now. You need to fucking watch out. And sure enough, someone jacked me at tier 3, which is pointless, but it was also my first loss.
My question to that is, why so serious, Jeff?
Mm-hmm. It's a good
God
question.
damn it.
I think this game needs 2 things.
An enema?
One, give me 5 seconds after the revelation of Splitter Seal to type one more thing at the other person, because it cuts off chat.
Yeah, it cuts off chat when it's revealing the thing.
That's just giving me like Clash Royale getting taunted when I lose vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it shows you when the other player locked in. So if you lock in first,
you
the other
mean before you find after the lock-in,
after the
before
lock-in,
the reveal?
After the reveal, there's no time to chat.
Yeah.
That's what okay.
Yeah.
But
I think
if
you need
someone
like
locks
5
in,
seconds at the end.
as soon as someone locks in, the timer goes from like a 2-minute maximum down to like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And the music changes, it ratchets it up, and all this other stuff. So,
and the second thing it needs is a gun. And you can use the gun if you think they're going to steal, and they steal, and you use the gun, you shoot them, and you get karma, a little bit of karma for killing a thief. But if they choose split and you shoot them, you get the game uninstalled, and you get IP bans.
The gun is for high tier patrons only.
Exactly. It's 99 cents per bullet.
Yeah. So
I feel like there are two outcomes for this game. Either in 6 months it's going to be a distant memory, or like by the end of the year it's going to be like the biggest game in the world.
Right. Somehow the most popular game on Steam.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it's so
I feel
weird.
like right now in its current form, I don't think it will last.
Yeah.
Because I think that it needs. It right now, seeing the world chat and basically seeing everyone generally behaving and just splitting, and seeing people like with their list of cheaters and list of known cheaters and all this other stuff, going through that chat, and not really having an incentive to steal at the lower tiers. It kind of sucked some of the fun out of it that we had on Friday. Like, it makes those conversations a little less interesting because like I'm getting into my fucking king shit. And then as I'm halfway through typing it, they just click their selection in, and clearly they're not going to talk at all. And it's like, well, this isn't fun anymore. Yeah. If we can't like parlay just a little bit.
It's the bizarre chat interactions are the heart of the game.
And you also get people that are like clearly like pasting in the same intro line every time because they've got
we saw that once.
They've got a long thing prepared when the game first connects.
A split second
and
after.
It's like, okay, they've just got shit.
Guy's got a
script.
They're just copy pasting. Yeah, there's definitely, I saw a sentiment of just like, I steal from copy pasters on principle because I can't trust them. They're fucking bots, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Which is like, that's fascinating. But I feel like the game probably needs a few more injections of that type. And maybe like tomorrow something will shift in people's attitudes that will shake all this shit up and it'll be different. But like where it's headed right now, where it was all weekend, it took some of the fun away of that. Hey, I've got to convince you that we need to split. Instead, it felt like even the players that were getting into it, like there was a guy who was a SWAT cop, and I was still dressed. I took off the king costume because after that guy jacked me and said I looked like a rich man, I was like, yeah, fuck.
I wouldn't trust the king either.
I went back to the firefighter.
Yeah,
you trust a firefighter.
Yeah, that's why I went with paramedic.
You trust a firefighter in a way that you don't even trust the police. So the firefighter is the firefighter and the hot dog, to me, the safest costume.
Sure.
Yeah, but like, you know, there was a guy dressed up like a SWAT cop.
Cops hate firefighters.
No, well, no.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine has taught me anything.
But I was dressed up as the king, and he was like willing to do my bidding, and he was like, "Yes, we should split, my liege." Yes, absolutely, of course. And so that was like fun and goofy. Yeah. And I think
that's what I was looking for when I like just randomly installed this.
And so like that's the thing that has been taken away from the vast majority of the games.
Sounds like maybe just straight up getting rid of that world chat would fix a little bit of the issue.
Yeah, it needs a little more shadow to it. It needs a little more secrecy and having people. But I feel like those people would move off to a Discord.
Sure.
And maybe that would not. Maybe that would almost be worse if they're starting some secret society of cheat lists and stuff. Like we've got a spreadsheet of people that stole.
Sounds like a heist waiting to happen.
Yeah. But then you have people who are just like...
Because you find all those thieves, and then you recruit them to your org and say, like, these guys have branded you as thieves. Come join my org, and we're going to attack them.
Well, yeah, like, what's the point? Like, people building organizations, which are the clans, are basically saying, like, this is a split clan. So you need all buildings that are going to give split bonuses. If you have any stealing bonus at all, we don't want you. And so, like, okay... What's the point of that? And then you occasionally see the alternative of people saying, like, we're building a stealing clan. You need at least 6 loan sharks in your city if you want to join. And what's the fucking point of being a clan that is clearly labeled as a stealing clan?
All the other either.
Like, yeah.
Even though the all split clan is like, oh, great, suckers.
Yeah. Right. It's crazy.
Sounds like a bunch of easy marks to me.
I know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I do love capitalism, actually.
Yeah. You know what? This game forces you to ask the hard questions. about where you truly stand on that stuff. So I tried to have like the most wink and not like I wanted my name in the game to be trustworthy, literally the word trustworthy, but it was taken.
That's why I went with honest person without a number originally, but that was taken too.
Yeah, so I ended up I did not intend to, but I ended up going with honest vibes.
That's really good. That's somebody I would trust 90% of the time.
Yeah, and then I named I named the org the Smiling face of Giant Bomb. I was like, yeah, that's trustworthy, but like not. It needs to be ambiguous.
Yeah, it's got to have a little bit of Joker energy.
Right. Yes, a minor. Yes, a small touch of Joker vibes. Yeah, so I think that I really want to see how that thing develops.
It's free. It's worth checking out. Like
totally, it's on Steam. Check it out. It's
Split or Steal.
Split or Steal. It's fucking goofy.